All right, what is up, everybody? 360 in the house. This particular video is dedicated to my margin traders, or those who think they might want to margin trade, or you're in my elite group and you just want to watch this and watch my margin traders get their butts chewed. Either way, we need to have a talk. Margin trading, leverage trading is not for everybody, okay? Number one, if you are not highly capitalized, if you are not well capitalized, stop margin trading. What do I mean by that? If you join the 360 Elite with $500, you are not a margin trader. Just stop. Just don't even think about it. You do not have the money. Why? Because you are violating the keys to the kingdom. Okay? The keys to the kingdom are based on the 4 potential outcomes from any trade. Large loss, small win, large win. Okay? We already know that the way that you win is to eliminate the large loss. Never take a large loss, ever. Only small losses. And you are going to take them. You are going to have small losses. Period. So if you are not capitalized enough to take small losses, you can forget it. It requires capital. Trading is an odds game. It's an odds endeavor. And while we still use smart trading tactics, you must have the capital to take losses. So if you have $500, A, you don't have any capital. You certainly can't even afford small losses. You really can't. There's just nothing there. Why am I talking about this? Because it's an odds game. How many of our setups have we had to attempt 2 or 3 times before getting our astronomical large gain? Our large gain, and and I'm using Ethereum as an example. We are going to leverage long the crap out of Ethereum and ride this bad boy when it finally does take control. But in order to get that large, massive gain, we might have to try a couple of entry attempts, meaning we might take a couple losses. We already have one, tiny one. If you ain't got the capital, you forget it. Because only a couple of those and you're done. You understand? Now, let me back up a little bit. When you come into the 360 Elite, and this is how I do my portfolio, okay? I'm 80-20, 80%, 20%, 80% of my capital, 80% of my capital is in portfolio and accumulation trades. Why? It's as close as you're going to get to a done deal. It's as close as you're going to get to a done deal. Look at the results. I'm literally posting nonstop accumulation trade results on even target ones that are 100% spot plus profit. So you don't have to be a margin trader at all, and you're going to make a ton of money. It's not even small money. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So there's not even any necessity to enter the margin trade category. The margin trade category is for those who are moving into, they have the funds already in the portfolio positions and the accumulation trades. They have the funds there and they have a small piece. Some of you guys have already told me you only have like 10% of your portfolio in margin trading. And that's great. That's wonderful. But you can't do that unless you're well capitalized. So being well capitalized is number one. Number two, can you handle the risk? If you take a loss on a margin trade and it hurts your feelings, stop margin trading. I don't feel anything. I feel nothing. Why? Because I'm capitalized to know what's coming. I'm capitalized enough to know that I am going to leverage long Ethereum if it takes me 2 or 3 times. I will take the small losses for the big win I'm going to get, but I have the capital to do that. If you don't, stop. Stop the madness. Remember, getting stopped out on a margin trade, you can't put the room in there that a spot trader can. I can, and I'm finally starting to post spot trades. And you can look at those stops, and those stops are going to be wider. For a spot trader, it's nothing. If I put a 10%, 15% spot stop loss, let's say I'm investing $1,000 on a spot trade, not a margin trade, and I have a 10% loss stop cap. That means I'm willing to lose $100. That's nothing. It's $1,000. And a lot of our targets for spot are 40, 50, 60%. So I'm willing to lose $100 to make 500 or 600. That's a 6-to-1 with a nice big stop. For a margin trader, that 10% stop ain't 10%. It's way bigger. So you can't have that wide berth. So you have to take all of these things into account. If I get stopped out of a margin trade, but that trade setup, all of the other functions are still there, I'm just going to replay it again. I have the capital to do that. But if you get stopped out and it wrecks you and you're a margin trader, it's because you didn't have the capital. You don't have the money to be doing that with. I told you I was going to hit you right in the mouth. Some of y'all are like, ooh. I hope so. There's all kinds of money on the table for my spot people. And more of my active trades are going to be spot. I'm still going to provide the margin setups for those of us who still like to dabble a little bit in margin. So I'm counting on you to manage your business, handle your business. The accumulation trades are there because they're virtually guaranteed. Virtually. Nothing's guaranteed in the world, but this is as close as you can get. And you can look back and see the returns. Go back through my Twitter profile. And this is why, the reason why I keep posting, snapshots of when, hey, remember I did remind you of this. We just took 150% profits here, but I want to show you where, hey, a week ago, the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm showing the new subscribers that we have how things are working. I not only do we have the cards, the portfolio cards and the accumulation cards already, I'm also reminding you when it looks like something might be moving to give you that second shot at taking the trade, the spot trade. So I want you to if you're a margin trader, first of all, some of y'all that were thinking about it, like, oh, hell no, I am not margin trading after this conversation. And that's good. And that's good. And that's good because it's still not for everybody. If I have to show you how to place a margin trade, stop. Stop. Nope. It's not for you. It's not for you. I shouldn't have to show you how to place a margin trade. It's just not for you, folks. Okay, I'm really not going to do that. I have tons of, I'd rather teach you charting and technical analysis and all the stuff that I'm doing than that. Because if you go lose your butt and you're going to be like, oh, well, who taught you how to place margin trades? Oh, 360 traders. Come on, man. I don't want that responsibility. You decide whether you margin trade. I don't. Just because I place a margin trade, I'm not saying, hey, go enjoy. I'm telling you what I'm doing. But I have the capital. I have the risk profile. I have the 80% in everything else. Look, it's not going to happen. But if 360 Trader wiped out his 20% margin account, It's gone. Like, let's say it just happened. I wouldn't even feel it because the 80% on this side, I wouldn't even feel it. I would lose zero sleep. This is how you need to be looking at your portfolio. This is how you need to be making your decisions. It's that simple. Till next time, baby. Here comes the boom. Told you I was going to come at you.